My name is Dr. Nandita Shah and I'm the founder of Sharan. Sharan stands for Sanctuary for Health and Reconnection to Animals and Nature, and we help people prevent and reverse lifestyle diseases just by making lifestyle changes. Reverse means going back to where you were. No more medicines and normal blood reports, no more symptoms. And today I'm going to focus more on diabetes and obesity, but we do work on all lifestyle diseases like heart disease and hypertension and autoimmune diseases, some cancers and so on. So today's topic is lifestyle diseases can be reversed with a focus on obesity and diabetes, and that's just because so many people have obesity and diabetes. But we work on all kinds of diseases, high blood pressure and heart disease and hormonal problems like hypothyroidism and PCOD. These have become so common these days, and breast cancer and prostate cancer and autoimmune diseases and chronic kidney disease. We work on all lifestyle diseases. What do I mean by reversal? When we have diabetes, we go to the doctor and doctor gives us medicines and tells us don't eat sugar and don't eat carbohydrates. And most of us follow this, and unfortunately, nobody gets results. Over a period of time, we find the medicine spiraling upwards, and same with the blood sugars. Now, why is this? Because if you want to get rid of any problem, all you need to understand is what is the cause and remove it. For example, why do people not get better by cutting off sugar and carbohydrates in diabetes? Because sugar and carbohydrates are not the cause of diabetes. High blood sugar is the result of diabetes. The cause of diabetes is insulin resistance. You must have heard that. And if we want to get rid of diabetes, we have to get rid of insulin resistance. And the cause of insulin resistance is fat inside the muscle cells. That's not the only cause, but it's the main cause. And where does that fat come from? Oil, ghee, butter, as well as all animal products. Milk, meat, fish. Anything you boil milk, you get fat on top. You boil fish, you get fat on top. You boil chicken, you get fat on top. So if we take out these certain things from our diet, then we can eat all the fruit we want, all the whole carbohydrates we want, and yet be totally free of diabetes. Now this sounds difficult to understand, but think of it this way. Every animal on the planet eats their food according to instinct. Like if you have a cow will naturally go for grass. And if you have a lion, it will go for meat. It will kill its prey. But when it comes to us, we have been brought up thinking that we are omnivores. But if we were to change that paradigm and think about what did nature or God expect us to eat? That means if you were to go to a farm or an orchard and see fruits and vegetables, instinctively you feel like picking and eating them. But if you see a chicken walk by or a goat or a cow, our mouths don't water. Maybe if you see that dish of chicken prepared and put in front of you, you would salivate, but not if you see the animal, right? But a true carnivore or even a true omnivore would salivate seeing the animal and would want to pounce on it and tear it apart and eat it whole, and can eat it raw just with their own appendages. But we can't. So when I realized this, I realized that in general, medicines never cure, but the body always works to heal. And if we can only tap into nature and eat the foods that nature designed for us to eat and change our lifestyle a little bit to be in tune with nature, we get healthy again. And why is it so important to get healthy these days? Because both diabetes and obesity can lead to other diseases. There's so many complications of diabetes, like eye problems and gangrene and chronic kidney disease and erectile dysfunction and so on and so forth, and people are suffering. Obesity is the same. In fact, with the COVID pandemic, we saw that people who were overweight were more likely to get complications of COVID, right? So we really need to think about how can we be at our highest health potential all the time. And this is what we help people do at Sharan. For example, most people who are overweight, they try to cut their weight with dieting. And dieting never helps because nobody can diet their entire life. So when people are dieting, they're thinking about food, and when they stop dieting, they're eating all the things that they didn't eat and put on weight again. But imagine that in nature, no animal is overweight, right? Like I went to Africa and there was so much grass and there was no overweight zebra and so many zebras but no overweight lion. And this is because both the lions and the zebras were eating food that was natural to their species. In the same way, if we were to eat foods that were natural to our species, not only would we be healthy again, but it would even be delicious, believe it or not. Today we think that what we're eating is delicious, but if you try the food that we were instinctively meant to eat, it's just beyond words. So you can eat as much as you want, just like the zebras and the lions, and yet not put on weight, because if you eat foods that are plant-based and whole, you can't overeat. For example, we've all overeaten sometime, right? And if I ask you, what have you overeaten, you'd most probably say something like cheese or paneer or ice cream or something like that. Maybe chicken. But nobody says, today I overate dal or carrots or salad, right? There's certain foods that you can eat as much as you want. And if you make them delicious, you can really enjoy it and not put on any weight. And fruits and vegetables should be high on that list. People who have obesity and diabetes have hope of eating healthily, delicious food and regaining back their health. And you know, I do various programs to help people prevent and reverse diseases, and we have an organization, Sharan, which helps people in various ways. We have cooking classes and online consultations, and we even have retreats. For example, every year I do a 21-day health retreat. Why 21 days? Because it takes 21 days to change a habit. And in that retreat, we do all the tests at the beginning and get all the information, and then we have a good time. We have various different events. We have cooking classes every day, for example, and art therapy and yoga and meditation, and you can choose whatever you like. We also have buffet meals of only healthy food, which is delicious, so that you can eat as much as you want and yet get the results. And as people go through the 21-day retreat, we help them reduce medications so that by the end of the retreat, many people are off all their medications or 70% of their medications. But what's most important is that they know now how to live so that they can be medicine-free their entire life after making those changes for a little longer time. And that's what I would like to bring to you, because I know that if you're listening to this up to now, you surely want to get your health back into your own hands. And if you do, you will be an inspiration for the rest of your family and friends as well. And all you have to do is make simple lifestyle changes that we can help you with through cooking classes, through online or physical consultations, through our retreats, so that not just temporarily, but permanently, you will reach your highest health potential. Okay, so I know what you're thinking, that like, I can't live without all this dairy or meat, or how am I going to manage? And that's what most of my patients say, because we are all creatures of habit and we don't really like to change our lifestyle. But did you know that Bill Clinton, for example, had a stent put in because he had a blockage, and then after a few years that stent was blocking up. So he did all his research and he changed his diet, and this was in 2009, and so it's already 12 years that he has been on a whole food plant-based diet, and he's lost so much weight. He's back to the weight that he was when he left high school. He looks slim and trim, and he feels much better, and that's the most important thing. So even though it's really hard to do, most people say that it's easy to do, much easier than they thought, and we all just need to learn a little bit how to do it. So even if you can't do everything overnight, we can guide you to do it in a step-by-step manner, depending on the disease. For example, I was seeing a man who is 90 years old, and he has a cancer in his face. And because he's 90, and also because he didn't have the finances to support treatment, he didn't want to take conventional treatment. He thought that at 90, I don't want to take chemotherapy, and he honestly couldn't afford it either. So we started working, and it's only been 2 months now, and already he's feeling much better. He had high blood pressure and it's gone. And you know, his wife looked very skeptical when we started, but now when I ask him, how do you like the food? And you know, he's a strict non-vegetarian, but now he's eating mainly raw because, you know, in cancer we don't have time. And he says, I love it. His wife is surprised, but she's very happy because he's getting better and better. It's just with food. You can learn a lot more about this from our website. We have over 600 recipes on our website, recipes from all over the world and also from India, so that anyone can get the results. And these recipes are simple. That means even if you are living all alone, you're cooking for yourself, you have a simple kitchen, a blender and a fridge, you can get the results. It doesn't need anything out of the ordinary. In fact, it needs more of the ordinary, just because that's how nature would have had it. We help people who live in cities like Chennai and Mumbai and New York. You know, these are concrete jungles, and we help people who live in concrete jungles make the connection so that they can get healthy again. I want to thank this amazing organization DLC and Mr. Jimmy Mistry for all the efforts they have put to put this amazing organization together and bring experts from all over the world to you so that you can benefit and get these results.